if you pass.
All right, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. For you guys who came in a little earlier, I had this on the screen. This is something new from last month. Put my second episode on. We've got a podcast now. I'm going to be having a lot of guests from certification, district directors, people from universities, all different topics, not just FTCE related. So if you're a teacher or want to be a teacher, you definitely want to follow that podcast because it's not just test prep, it's everything about being a teacher. So definitely check that out. It's brand new. We got about 2 episodes up there, so definitely check that stuff out. All right, now, so what we're here for tonight. So 1 or 2 people said that they didn't see the email. I sent this PDF via email when you signed up. It was right there on the screen to download, but then I also followed up with an email with this as well. If anyone did not get it, please let me know in the chat box so I can see how many, if it's only a couple, but I'll resend this out to everybody who signed up. So this is very important. Okay, it says GKSA Blueprint right on the top. So if you didn't get it, don't freak out. I'll send it to you tomorrow morning, but check your email because I sent up a follow email with this in it as well. So just a front and back PDF. All right, so we're going to reference that. If you don't have it, not a big deal right now. All right, so let's get going. So what we're going to do here, and I'm going to do these periodically, this is a pure essay writing session, okay? I'm not going to spend time talking about the state rubric or necessarily line by line formatting, but what we're going to do here, which I think is going to be very beneficial to everyone here regarding what point you are in your essay preparation, is we're going to plan and we are going to write a complete essay. Okay, that's the goal here. Now, you're allowed to ask questions. I'm going to ask you guys to volunteer and give some input. Obviously, you can give your comments along the way, but the goal here is to write this prompt on the screen. I'm going to do different episodes of this where I'll tackle different prompts. All right, does that sound like a plan? Everybody understand what we're doing here? At the end, you can turn on your mics if you want. You can ask any questions. However, we don't have the time today to talk about different prompts. So I know some of you guys coming out struggling with things. I get that. However, keep in mind that we can't discuss specific prompts that you saw on the test. That's highly illegal, highly unethical. Okay, so I know some people putting in questions in there about ambiguous situations or moral ambiguity. I can discuss that topic at another time, but I can't discuss specific prompts because it's a violation and we don't want to get shut down or get in trouble. If other people are doing it, God bless them because they're going to get in trouble eventually. All right, so I'm not in the game. I'm in the game of helping you. So it's all about the blueprint. Now, here's the prompt. All right, so if you wanted to take a picture of the screen so you can have it later if you want. Merit pay has always been a hot topic in public education. School districts nationwide have been testing out a merit pay base scale for teachers. Your school district has decided to institute a merit pay system for next school year. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of instituting a merit pay system. And once again, if you have your microphone on, please mute it. I'm going to do my best to glance back and forth, but I don't want to have to focus on that. So please mute your mic. All right. So to take a screenshot, that's literally your camera. Take a picture of it if you want. All right. So let me read it one more time. Merit pay has always been a hot button topic in public education. School districts nationwide have been testing out a merit pay scale for teachers. Your school district has decided to institute a merit pay system for the next school year. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of a merit pay system. Now, if any of you guys have been to any of my live sessions or in my essay bootcamp course, I discuss one of the first things you need to do. First off, you have to be on the same page with me here. Regardless of what the prompt is, the structure I'm about to show you, the structure on this is literally the same exact thing regardless of the prompt. So with that being said, the first thing you need to do whenever you read any prompt in the first 30 to 60 seconds is think about 2 questions. Number 1, what's the topic? All right. What's the topic of the prompt and what's the claim of the prompt? All right. Sorry, my L doesn't look too well. So claim and topic. The topic is easy here. What's the topic of this essay? What is it about?
Merit pay. Merit pay.
What's the topic? I just shut that person's microphone off. I believe it's okay now. That's easy, right? Topic is merit pay. Now, if you don't know what merit pay is, you kind of have a loss, but think merit means what? Getting something based on something you do, like based on your merit. When we put pay to it, we put the word pay, getting paid based on performance. Very simple. If you're training to be a teacher, if you're a college student or you're a current teacher, 99.9% people are familiar with what merit pay is. Okay. Now, keep in mind, please, another shout out, please mute your microphones. The next question is, what's the claim? All right. Claim is very simple. The claim is the statement of what's going on, right? When you think about the word claim in a dictionary, ownership, right? A statement of something, like the settlers came to the United States and claimed their land, right? We know it stole it from the Indians, but that's another topic. Claiming the land, right? Taking ownership of it, the statement. Now, when we look at this prompt, you have to think about what's the claim. Now, don't tell me discuss the advantages and disadvantages. That's the directions, right? So what's the claim? What's the claim? What is the statement here? It could be a problem, a solution, an action. Yes, good start, Michelle. You got the beginning there. To require it, the school district is going to start that process. All right. Let's see here. It says the school district has decided to institute a merit pay system. That's the action. That's it. Every prompt you look at has a topic and a claim. The topic is merit pay. The claim is, what are they doing with it? Well, they're instituting the system. It's like saying, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of using ebooks in the classroom versus a textbook, a traditional textbook, right? The topic is ebooks. The claim is what? The claim is that they're using them in the classroom, right? Discuss strategies and how teachers can use technology in the classroom to raise academic achievement. The topic is technology, right? The claim is to raise academic achievement. Do we get where we're going so far? Does that make sense? Right? So I don't care what prompt you have, there's always a topic and a claim. Now, the $1,000,000 question is, who should care? Why do we care? Well, it's very simple. The claim is going to help you design your talking points. So you have to keep in mind that now that the school district is doing this, right? What's the advantage and disadvantage of making this a part of the school district? That's where our mind has to go. Okay. Now that we have that tied down, we've got to plan out. All right. So I'm going to go to, well, actually, let's see here. Trying to keep it on the same page here. Now our job is to plan. Okay. Now, and if you're in my video course, you already know this. We're going to write down 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just follow me on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you guys think that these dashes are? What do you guys think these dashes are while I double check to make sure everyone's muted? And if you hear echoes or anything, just let me know because I got my phone here with everyone's stuff. I could just mute it. Simple, right? It's the sentences, right? For those of you who have this, and once again, if you don't freak out. You'll have it in the morning or it's in your email, okay? If you have this, I number every sentence on here. This is the holy grail right here. This is the blueprint, okay? So I'm going to go through this as we plan. Our first sentence is we're going to introduce the topic, okay? The topic is merit pay. So we're going to intro merit pay. Our second topic Okay, intro the idea of merit pay being getting paid on performance. Our second question is we are going to link the topic of merit pay to the prompt, meaning to the fact that they're going to institute this in the school. So just watch me. Link to school. All right. Third, we're going to restate the claim. Okay. So follow me on this. First, we're going to introduce merit pay. Then we're going to link it to the school system. Then we're going to restate our claim. I'm going to put this all together for you. Restate the claim. And what's the claim again? Someone tell me, what's the claim? The claim is, yep, I got a box there that they're going to institute the merit pay. So restate the claim, institute the system. And then my fourth dash from my introduction is my thesis statement. And we're gonna write this whole thing out so we're all on the same page. So everybody follow me so far? Intro merit pay, link it to the school. So I wrote school system. It's been a long day already. Restate the claim, which is instituting the system in the school district. And then we're going to put our thesis statement. All right, now where we get to our most important part. This is the meat and potatoes of the essay. Paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. Once again, if you have this, refer to it. If not, literally, I'm going over it now, and you'll have it in your inbox in the morning. Sentence number 1 of paragraph 2. You're going to lead off with what I call a main topical transition statement. All right, main topical transition statement. Let me write that out for you. Main topical transition statement. That's something I made up. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce the goal of the first sentence in your second paragraph is to introduce our first talking point. So, at this point right now, let's think a little bit so we can really focus in our efforts here. Someone give me what's one advantage of starting a merit pay system in the public schools? What do we think? I know there's hundreds of them we can come up with, but what do you think? What's one advantage of starting a merit pay school system? So I got a couple people saying motivation, increasing motivation. I like that. So let's go with that. So our advantage is increase motivation. Now, let's come up with a disadvantage. What's a disadvantage of having a merit pay system in the schools? Cheating. I like that. Not that I like cheating, but that's a good example. So let's go with that. Cheating. Now, I want you to understand something. I didn't say this is not pre-planned. Literally, all I have here is my blueprint, which I know by heart, obviously, and the screen. I'm not writing this. I'm not doing this ahead of time. I'm literally got my iPad here because I want you to understand as we go through this is very important. Everything we do here tonight literally is the same exact thing for a different prompt. Blueprint for success. Okay, that's the key. Now, here we go. We'll talk about that more at the end. So we got advantage is increased motivation. Disadvantage is cheating. Let's go back to our blueprint. First sentence, second paragraph. You're going to lead off the second paragraph with our main topical transition. What does that mean? We're going to introduce the topic of motivation. All right, just follow me here. We're going to intro the topic of motivation. Next step, sentence number 2, and this is the same regardless of the prompt. Advantage equals motivation. Now, here we go. The third, the fourth, and the fifth sentence are your supporting details. And your fifth sentence is your text evidence. That's your stat. That's your survey. Just follow me on this. So we need to come up with 3 supporting details. Let's start off with 2 first. 2 supporting details as to why motivation is an advantage for instituting a merit pay system. What do you guys think? What's an example or a supporting detail that we can talk about that discusses how motivation is an advantage for merit pay? What do you guys think? I want you guys to tell me. Supporting detail that we can write that discusses how motivation is an advantage. So teachers' salary need all the help it can get, increase in student performance, engaging students. Remember, we got to come up with examples. There we go. We're getting there somewhere. Out of the box, right? Put more effort, increase effort into preparation. Okay, so remember, it all goes back to how is motivation an advantage for having a merit pay system? Think about that. So we got increased effort in preparation. And we could talk about out of the box. Okay, I could write out of box examples. All right, so we got 2 there. Now our 5th sentence in our 2nd paragraph is our text-based evidence. That's our stat, okay? So I'm going to put down, let's see here, UCF study. Increase motivation. I know this sounds like all nonsense right now, but you're going to see. Does everyone follow along what I'm doing here? I'm planning each sentence. Okay? Now, our 3rd paragraph. Literally, it's the same exact thing that the 2nd paragraph. We're just talking about a different talking point. So our disadvantage now is cheating. Watch. Intro, the idea of cheating. Second one, disadvantage equals cheating. And when you practice this, right, and you do this is going to take you about the first 10 minutes of writing your essay when you plan out. But if you do what I'm going to show you here, if you practice what's on this sheet, okay, you are going to be able to rip through and pass any essay, but it takes practice, okay? So intro cheating, disadvantage equals cheating. Now we have to come up with our supporting details. So let's think here. What are things that we can use to paint the picture to talk about how cheating is a disadvantage for instituting a merit pay? So what could be some examples of supporting details here? Remember, it all has to relate to cheating as a disadvantage. Okay, good. So teachers alter grades. I like that. Let me see if I can make that pencil a little skinnier. What else? Cheating as, remember, it all goes back to how cheating is a disadvantage. So teacher altering grades is one. Okay, good. I like that. Losing certification. Losing certification. And I might throw in here just to give me a little mental note. Teacher shortage. Already. And you guys, can you read my chicken scratch so far? Is anyone like, what the heck is this guy writing on here? All right. Now, sentence number 5. Anyone remember what sentence number 5 is? What's sentence number 5? Yeah, our study. So we talked about our research, our UCF study. We don't want to do the same thing. You don't want to say according to a study again. You want to switch it up. So let's use like a survey. All right, survey of, let's say, 10,000 teachers. All right, now we got 3 paragraphs. Let's go to our conclusion now. Once again, if you have this sheet, if you don't flip out. All right, I'll send it to you in the morning or even later tonight. Conclusion. Sentence number 1. Start your conclusion with a main topical sentence regarding to the topic of the prompt. So basically, we're doing the same thing that we did in the introduction on sentence 1. We're reintroducing merit pay. So we're going to reintro the idea of merit pay. When writing your GK essay, it's clear, to the point, following the rubric according to the state of Florida. You don't want to get fancy. They don't care how long your letters are. They don't care about your stats or your facts. They want to know that you're answering the question, doing it in a clear, cohesive way, and following the rubric. That's why this is so successful, okay? So I'm going to reintroduce merit pay. Sentence number 2 of the conclusion. You're going to restate that claim again. So we're restating the claim once again. And what's that claim? That they're instituting the system. Instituting merit pay. Third and fourth, you're literally going to list those 2 talking points. Number 1, motivation. Number 2, cheating. Then we're going to have a kind of bring it all together kumbaya sentence that could be applicable to any prompt. Kind of like a call to action or just bringing it full circle. So if you look at the paper here, it says sentence number 5. Sum it up by stating there are always many different ways. Advantage, disadvantage, pros and cons. I'll show you here. So we have to focus on what works best in the long run for our students. All right. So our 5th sentence, and I know my lines got a little messed up here. We're going to bring it together. So we're going to sum it up. What's best for our students? All right. Now, I know some of you guys probably have a lot of questions, concerns, not understanding exactly what we're doing here yet. Just watch. All right. Now that we have everything planned, what do you think we're going to do with each of these bullet points? All we're going to do is write sentences. Now, here's the thing. Before you move forward, because the worst thing you can do is be like that teacher I talk to all the time that's got 8 minutes on the clock on their essay. They finally get to read and they go, holy crap, this makes no sense. You don't want to be that person. So what you want to do is you want to double check. And the most important thing in this essay, I'm going to tell you, if you failed this essay and got 6s and 7s constantly, I'm going to tell you why. 1, which is a smaller percentage of people, is you don't actually answer the prompt. But 2, one of the biggest things, I think 90% of people, because I read a lot of people's essays and edit them, I'm going to tell you right now, 90% of people I encounter, guess what? Grab the pencil here again. These right here. That's what fails people. Their supporting details don't directly relate to the talking point of that paragraph. What do I mean? Well, when we look at paragraph 2 right here, dash 3, 4, and 5 have to directly relate to how motivation is an advantage for a merit pay system. Increased effort and participation, out of the box examples, UCF study, increased, everything has to relate. So if you have a dash there that says something like, help students raise grades, and you talk about how it increases students' grades, that's great, but it has nothing to do with motivation. Everything in that paragraph has to directly relate to motivation. Does everyone understand that point? That's the very key point before we move forward. Because if you failed the essay and I looked at your draft, guarantee you, 99% of you guys, it's that third, fourth, and fifth sentence. That's where a lot of people struggle with. They think they're doing a good job. So, for example, in my second paragraph, if I write a sentence about a merit pay system will cause student grades to increase because teachers more aware and want to make more money. Yeah, that's kind of on the topic of merit pay, but it's not specific to that talking point. That's the key. That's where everybody drops the ball with their essays. It's not grammar. It's not all this other stuff. It's that aspect. Second and third paragraph. Now that we got everything written out, here we get to the good stuff. Let's write this out. Follow me here. And pardon me because I'm going to move up and down a little bit. So if I make you, it's a good question. Lauren says, where are you getting the text evidence? You never heard about a UCF study on teacher motivation with merit pay? No, because I'm about to make it up. You can make up, they don't care about the facts. They don't care about your opinion. Follow me. We'll get to that at the end. Follow me on this. And once again, I'm going to warn you right now, you get seasickness, you might want to cover your eyes a little bit because I'm going to go up and down here on the screen to make it easy. So let's go to our introduction. Watch this. We're going to introduce the topic of merit pay. Merit pay is being based on your performance. Watch. Many professions around the world pay employees based on how well they perform on the job. Now, many professions around the world pay employees based on how well they perform on the job. That has nothing to do with merit pay. However, what is it doing? What is that sentence doing? It's introducing the topic. Whatever prompt you have, like let's say the discuss strategies on how teachers can use technology in the classroom to raise academic achievement. Technology is the topic. First sentence. Everybody all over the United States uses some form of technology in their daily lives. Period. And there's something that might go against the grain for what some of you guys think, like, I need to jump in and talk about merit pay. You can, but we want to follow a blueprint that's successful so you know exactly what you're doing. So first sentence, introduce the topic of merit pay. Next sentence, the job is to link it to the topic. So let's go back to our plan here, which you're going to have on your dry erase sheet when you're actually in the testing center. We're going to link it to the prompt. You're going to start off with this transitional phrase. I don't care what the prompt is, you do the same thing. Since this is the case, watch this. Since this is the case, school districts are now starting to use such systems as a merit pay system for their teachers. Now, what did I do? I introduced the topic of merit pay. Then I started off with the transitional phrase, since this is the case. I don't care what your prompt is. Morally ambiguous, vending machines and whatever prompt you have, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. That's the important thing you need to understand. Second sentence, since this is the case, school districts are now starting to use such a system as a merit pay system for their teachers. That's second sentence. Now we go back up. We got to restate the claim. Okay? Let's go back to the prompt. School districts districts in Florida, because it's saying your school districts in Florida are now going to start a merit pay system next school. Oops, sorry, let me grab that eraser. School year. All right, see what we're doing here? Many professions around the world pay employees based on how well they perform on the job. Since this is the case, school districts are now starting to use such a system as a merit pay system for their teachers. School districts in Florida are now going to start a merit pay system next school year. Even if we want to be a little repetitive here, we could cross this out and we could say something like these systems. Or sorry, let me erase that. I know I'm getting a little messy here. I knew this was going to happen. It's a good thing about technology here. This type of system will be starting next school year. There you go. This type of system will be starting next school year. I know some of you guys are like, well, you just said merit pay system in the sentence before. So it's okay to do that because that's in the prompt, right? There's certain words that you need to be repetitive with in every paragraph, once, maybe twice, depending on the prompt. One of those here is merit pay system. So don't be afraid to use that system, merit pay system, in each paragraph because that's what the topic is about. That's the prompt. Other words, and like I said, I'm not going to get in the conversation about the rubric because that's a whole hour by itself. But we got to understand what they're looking for. And one of the things they're looking for is that you're clear, concise, answering the question. And there's no other better way to answer the question than using the words that they're giving you. So there is our first three sentences. Sentence number 4 is our thesis statement. Here we go. You're going to start with the same transitional phrase. While there are many advantages and disadvantages to using a merit pay. Grab that pencil eraser again. Merit pay system. So while there are many advantages and disadvantages to using a merit pay system in public schools, this system can increase what? What are they increasing? Very good, motivation. But at the same time, there's our transitional phrase there, but at the same time, it can cause, let's use the exact same words we came up with, cheating. Can cause cheating. All right, now, I'll allow a minute or two here for questions. So do we have any questions on what we wrote just now? I know I scribbled out some stuff and changed. Remember, we're doing this together on the fly. That's why I want this to be very authentic. I want you to see my thought process, what we're doing here. Does anyone have any questions specifically on this paragraph right now? So many professions around the world pay employees based on how well they perform on the job. Since this is the case, school districts are now starting to use such a system as a merit pay system for their teachers. This type of system will be starting next school year. While there are many advantages and disadvantages to using a merit-based system in public school, this system can increase motivation, but at the same time, it can cause cheating. Period. That is it. The key to success on your GK essay is following a blueprint, following a structure, and sticking to it. When you stick to something that's been proven successful and you follow the format, you're going to pass. But the key comes to with practice. The problem is people start throwing a bunch of stuff in their introduction. A lot of people don't even have a thesis statement. Joanne says, we use losing points using. No, because what's the prompt about? Merit pay. Right? If your prompt was to talk about the pros and cons of vending machines in public school, if you don't use the word vending machine in every paragraph, that's a problem because that's what the prompt is about. Right? The words that you can be repetitive with are the words from the prompt. All other vocabulary, no, you will lose points if you repeat words all the time. Okay, that's the key. But the words from the prompt, you need to be repetitive with because you want to show them that you're answering the question. Okay? All right. Now, paragraph number 2. Now we're going to get into our bullet points here. All right. Intro topic of motivation, advantage motivation, increase effort and participation, preparation, out of the box examples, UCF study, increase motivation. Watch this. First is introduce the topic of motivation. Very blanket, very plain, introducing the topic of motivation. So let's see here. Let's see here. Regardless of what job a person has, motivation is typically the key to success. Notice what I did there. All I did was introduce the topic of motivation. Next sentence. All right. One advantage of instituting a merit pay system in our public schools, because remember, they said at your school district they're going to start one. All right, that's why we say in our public schools. So one advantage of instituting a merit pay system in our public schools is that it will increase teacher motivation. There's that key word. That's from our thesis statement. All right, that's important. Let's go back up here. Second paragraph, all about motivation, supporting details as to how that's an advantage of doing a merit pay system. So look what we just did. We introduced motivation, then we literally said one advantage. You're going to do the same thing. If your prompt was to discuss strategies of something, first paragraph, introduce the topic of that strategy. Sentence number 2, one strategy. Discuss the pros and cons of vending machines, right? Introduce that pro. Second sentence, one pro of having vending machines in public schools. See where I'm getting at? So the fact is that you get one prompt now on your GK essay. This is why it's so imperative to have a blueprint of what to follow, because regardless of what they throw at you, you can do the same exact thing, no fault, done if you practice. That's the key. I keep saying practice. Okay. Now, sentence 3, 4, and 5, guess what? Sentence 3, 4, and 5, we have to give our supporting details. So let's go back to our notes. Remember, you're going to have this on your dry erase sheet. And on side note, you should be buying yourself, go to the dollar store or something, or from your school, get a pack of dry erase sheets and a marker. You need to be practicing this, not on a paper, on a dry erase sheet because that's what you get on the test. Okay, Jessica, good question. You can do first person or you can do third person, but stay consistent. You're allowed to give personal examples depending on the prompt, obviously. But if you do that, got to be consistent. All right. So let's get to our supporting details here. Number one, we wrote down increased effort and participation. So one advantage of instituting merit-based system in our public schools that will increase teacher motivation. Let's see, increase effort and participation. Teachers will now focus more time and diligence into their lesson plan preparation. All right, now we can say, for example, there's that transition word there. For example, teachers would spend time on out of the box lessons that stretch the, let's see, I'm trying to get a little too fancy here, that would stress the critical thinking levels of their students. All right, so now we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4. Now let's get to our study. Watch this. According to a 2018 study by the University of Central Florida, comma, teachers who engaged in a merit pay system, bracer, demonstrated a 75% increase in motivation levels at school. There we go. Look at that. Regardless of what job a person has, motivation is typically the key to success. One advantage of instituting a merit-based system in our public schools is that it will increase teacher motivation. Teachers will now focus more time and diligence into their lesson plan preparation. For example, teachers will spend time on out-of-the-box lessons that stretch the critical thinking levels of their students. According to a 2018 study by the University of Central Florida, teachers who engaged in a merit-based system demonstrated a 75% increase in motivation levels at school. See what we just did there? We went through lead off, main topical transition sentence, introducing the topic of motivation. Next, introduced our talking point, one advantage. You're doing a prompt on pros and cons, one pro. The key here that you need to understand is that you have one talking point for this paragraph. So regardless of your prompt, whether it's to discuss strategies of something, advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons, benefits and challenges, whatever the prompt is, there's always 2 talking points. That's one of the biggest problems that teachers have. In this paragraph, if I gave this to all of you guys to work on this, I guarantee you, a majority of you, if you wrote this, In this paragraph, we talk about more than one advantage. That's a fact because I see it all the time when I go to districts and do these trainings. They go, "What do you mean? If I'm talking about the pros and cons of vending machines, I'm going to talk about like 3 or 4 pros in that paragraph." No, because the rubric, according to the DOE, wants specific examples and details to back up talking points. So if you have 4 advantages, how the heck are you supposed to give examples and details for all 4 of those advantages? You're going to have like a 30-sentence paragraph when you're all said and done. And that's no bueno. So you have to be a targeted approach, focusing on the blueprint. Yes, Dobre, 2 strategies. Every GK essay you're writing is 4 paragraphs, if you noticed already. This form and what we're doing here today, 4 paragraphs. Granted, yes, you probably know people that have passed with 5 paragraphs. I don't teach that. Why write 5 paragraphs if you're getting timed and it's 50 minutes? 4-paragraph essay, 2 talking points. All right, let's move on. Paragraph number 3. Now, our job with paragraph number 3 is to do what? Someone tell me what our job with paragraph 3 is. What's our job in paragraph 3? Yes, to introduce and discuss how cheating is a disadvantage for having a merit pay system. Let's go back up to our notes. Remember, you're going to have this next to you on your dry erase sheet, so it'll be a little different. Intro idea cheating. Disadvantage, cheating. Teachers alter grades, losing certificate, teacher shortage, survey. Let's get it done. Let's introduce the idea of cheating. Remember, this is not extensive. Anything that introduces the topic of cheating. Nobody likes a cheater, especially in the workplace. How simple that is. Hundreds of anything that introduced cheating. Now, I know some of you guys have taken them before. You might have started off your 3rd paragraph with, 1 disadvantage. That's just not what I teach. I'm teaching a blueprint that has been successful for thousands of teachers. It works if we practice the right way. All right. No one likes a cheater, especially in the workplace. Sentence number 2. Once again, it's all about structure. 1 disadvantage of instituting a merit pay. Merit pay system in public schools is that it might foster cheating. Now, before we move any further, look at those 2 sentences. No one likes a cheater, especially in the workplace. 1 disadvantage of instituting a merit pay system in public schools is that it might foster cheating. Let's go back to paragraph 2. Regardless of what job a person has, motivation is typically the key to success. 2, 1 advantage of instituting a merit pay system in our public schools is that it will increase teacher motivation. See what we did there? You're following the same format. You don't want to give the grader any reason to think that you, the teacher, are going off topic. Purposeful, diligent, precise, to the point. Okay? Now, 3, 4, and 5, supporting details. Let's go back. We wrote down grades. Let's attack that one first. This of system might cause teachers to change student grades, comma, because we want to make sure every sentence is purposeful, especially since pay is tied to their students. Very specific, very to the point. Next, let's go back up. Losing certificate, teacher shortage already. Let's see, did I already say it up here? Since there is already a teacher in Florida, a merit pay system might make that problem. I just spelled worse wrong. Problem worse due to the potential of cheating. Joanne. Well, let's back up here. Wagney, I hope I pronounced that right. You said is talking about teacher shortage going off topic. Someone answer that before I do it. Why would I say it's not going off topic? I want someone to say it before I explain it. Wagney says, is talking about teacher shortage going off topic if the topic is about teaching? And my response is going to be no. Someone tell him why. Why is it not off topic? Thank you. You answered your own question then. Yes, because I tied it to the fact of cheating and a teacher shortage, right? If I just literally said there's a shortage of teachers in the state of Florida, period, that's a problem. But if I say, since there is already a teacher shortage in Florida, a merit system might make that problem worse due to the potential of cheating. The key is every sentence you need to tie back to the talking point of that paragraph. The problem is 90% of teachers don't do that, and that's why they fail. You might say sentences that have to do with merit pay in this paragraph, but every one has to specifically tie to cheating. That's the key there. You said will and not may, very specific. Paragraph 3, you said might. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't, when you using those, I get your question. It makes sense, but don't overanalyze this, right? If you look at the rubric on how they grade you, everything doesn't have to be perfect, but that's being a little too analytical of the sentences. But I get what you're saying. It's a good comment there. All right. Now, sentence number 5. Survey. A lot of teachers will start saying in a recent study again, just like I did in the paragraph 2, you want to switch it up. You want to switch it up. Do a survey. Same thing. According to a survey of 1,000 teachers, same thing as a study, which is 10,000 teachers, 65% of teachers said, 65% of teachers feel that a merit pay system would increase acts of cheating among teachers. Very simple, but very specific in your statistic. So you don't want to say things like, according to a survey of 10,000 teachers in the state of Florida, teachers feel that a merit pay system wouldn't be beneficial or result in them working any harder. That might be a disadvantage, but that's not something that we just talked about in the whole paragraph. You need to have a specific study, book, survey that directly relates to what you just discussed in that paragraph. Does that make sense, everybody? Very, very simple, very to the point. So let's read this before we do our conclusion, because we started about 5-10 minutes late, so I'm going to keep it going until about 7:40 here. So no one likes a cheater, especially in the workplace. One disadvantage of instituting a merit pay system in public schools is that it might foster cheating. This type of system might cause teachers to change student grades, especially since their pay is tied to their students. Since there is already a teacher shortage, ooh, my bad. Look at that. No one even said anything and blew me up on that. Since there is already, I'm surprised no one shouted me out for that. Look at that. That's why we hit it. Since there is already a teacher shortage in Florida, a merit system might make that problem worse due to the potential of cheating. According to a survey of 10,000 teachers, 65% of teachers feel that a merit pay system would increase acts of cheating among teachers. Look at that. There we go. We got one more to go. Conclusion. On our sheet, sentence number 1. Start your conclusion with a main topical sentence regarding the topic of your prompt. Once again, let's go back to our notes. Our plan. Reintroduce merit pay. We're right there. Sorry, it's a little delay on there. We're doing the same philosophy as our first sentence in our introduction. Same thing, just not the exact same sentence. We're going to reintroduce the topic of merit pay. So in our introduction, we wrote many professions around the world pay employees based on how well they perform on the job. We're going to do something similar in the conclusion. People in all professions like the ability to make more money when they work harder. Once again, don't overthink this. You're reintroducing the topic again. So people in all professions like the ability to make more money when they work harder. Uh-oh. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Can you guys see me still or hear me? Oh, okay. You guys can't tell, but there's a big screen in front of me where I mirrored this. So not a problem. I got freaked out. I thought it's just my TV up there just froze. All right, we're good. All right. So people in all professions like the ability to make more money when they work harder. Introducing the topic of merit pay once again. Second sentence. Restate that claim. The claim is what? The claim is that school districts are instituting a merit pay system. So people in all professions like the ability to make more money when they work harder. Schools are now working to recreate this system for teachers. Right? We're restating that claim again. Second sentence. Third sentence. And fourth sentence, we are introducing those two talking points. Very simple. So schools are now working to create this system for teachers. A merit pay system can increase motivation levels teachers. However, getting a little messy here now. However, this system can foster cheating among teachers. This is where a lot of people struggle with what to write in their conclusion, right? What to write in their conclusion. We got to have a format. So people in all professions like the ability to make more money when they work harder. Schools are now working to recreate this system for teachers. A merit-pay system can increase increase the motivation levels of teachers. However, this system can also foster cheating among teachers. Joanne, does it matter if we put the two talk? You can. Sometimes people, and I say this sometimes in my video course, that you can literally just restate your thesis statement again. You could literally say, while there are many advantages and disadvantages of instituting a merit pay system, comma, these systems can increase motivation, but at the same time also increase possibilities of cheating. You literally can take the same thesis statement you wrote above and put it down below. I just separate it into two sentences so it adds volume to your conclusion. That's why I do that. The one thing you don't want to do in your conclusion, what do you guys think? What do you think the number one thing that teachers do in their conclusion, they don't realize it, that causes them to lose points?
Put in their opinion.
Exactly, Natalia. Put a new talking point because they don't know what to write in their conclusion, right? You have to remember the GK test, all the subtests are based on stuff that the kids are learning right now in your public schools between 4th and 8th grade. So what are they doing in public schools that are kind of similar to this? Doing FSA writing. So we're just not doing a 5-paragraph. We're abbreviating it and doing a 4-paragraph. So it's the same thing. Someone said, should we say merit pay system instead of this sentence in the second sentence? Schools are now working to create this system for new teachers. You can say to recreate a merit pay system for teachers. Yeah, you can say that if you want. That's fine. Okay. All right. So we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, and we got 4. Now we're on our last sentence. So once again, on our forum here, and I do apologize, I'll send it out to everybody as well. Last sentence, bring it all together. Sum it up by stating there are always many advantages and disadvantages. So we have to always focus on what works best in the long from our students. All right. So let's say this. Let's back that up there. Hold on. Since there are many advantages and don't write your and sign. I'm just doing that because sake of time. And disadvantages of instituting a merit pay system. Districts must always, let's see here, must always focus on what's best for our students in the long run. All right, I'm going to read all this to you. People in all like the ability to make more money. Schools are now create the system for teachers, motivation levels of students. However, the system can also foster cheating among teachers. Since there are many advantages and disadvantages of instituting a merit pay system, districts must always focus on what's best for our students in the long run. Introducing the topic, restating it to talking points, bringing it full circle. All right, that's the key there. Okay, does anyone have any questions on the conclusion? Right? I know I make it sound simple. I do, because I do this all the time. I work with hundreds of teachers every month with the essay. But it can be simple for you. It just takes practice. I've helped people that failed this thing 5, 6, 7, 5, 6 people that English is not people. First time test takers, college students, it's all about structure. Now, granted, You're going to find other resources out there, and trust me, I've seen everything out there. Most of them are not really good. I'm just going to be honest with you. There are a couple of good ones out there. This is not the holy grail, the one way to write a GK essay. This is just something that I developed and helped thousands of teachers pass over the last couple of years. So you can do it. It's proven to be successful. These tests, the general knowledge, subject area exam, professional ed, are all about understanding concepts and having strategy. We're talking about the essay right now. Do you have to know about merit pay? No, not necessarily. You can BS the whole thing, but structure is the key. Structure on your GK essay is your strategy. This is your blueprint. If you follow it to a T and practice, you will be successful. Now, granted, we didn't go over the rubric. We didn't go over how they grade you. We didn't do all that stuff because my focus here is to show you a model for you how to write a passing essay. Now, does anyone have any questions on anything that we wrote in this essay right now? Anything in this essay specifically? First paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth. Well, I know, Lulu. It's easy, but it's easy, but it's not easy, right? If you think you're going to roll into the testing center this week and go and knock this thing out, just it's going to take practice. Okay. I just found an easy way to make things simple because people struggle with the essay because they don't know what to write about. They get flustered when they see talking points. But at a baseline, you need to understand it doesn't matter what prompt they give you. I don't care what prompt you throw in front of me. I can do the same exact thing. It's all about structure. All right. So to wrap it up here, once again, this is specific towards this prompt. I already have one up online to do another one like this, I believe next Monday. I'll post it in the Facebook group. But definitely, if you guys are interested, this is very important before we sign off. www.gkessayspecial.com. Take a picture of that, write it down. www.gkessayspecial.com. If I'm sure many of you are not in I have a GK essay bootcamp course with tutoring. When I say tutoring, that means you submit an essay to me online. I edit it. We meet online face to face like this, but with the cameras on. And I edit your essay to a T, just like I did here with you. If you're interested in nailing everything and getting perfection, on that page, gkessayspecial.com, my GK essay course with an hour of tutoring is usually $125. If you go to that link before midnight, you can get the course and essay tutoring with me for $75. That's only till midnight. Because if someone comes to my website, I do tutoring on the essay for $95 for an hour, and people pay it because I make sure they have a perfect essay. I'm giving you the opportunity to get my essay course and tutoring for $75. So if you want to take advantage of that, that's the link. It will work till midnight. gkessayspecial.com. It'll only be $75 for essay tutoring and my essay course. All right. If you're already in my essay course and you don't have tutoring, still worth it to get that because you're saving $20 on actual tutoring one-on-one. If that makes any sense. Let's answer some of these questions. Would it be off topic to talk about what is best for students in the supporting paragraph since we ended with that? What do you mean by best for? If you want to turn on your microphone, you can.
Like, I went off topic.
Wagner,
That's
if you want to turn on your microphone,
I did.
You can if you want to talk about that, if it's a little easier, because I'm not sure I fully understand what you're asking me.
I turned it on. Can you hear me?
Joanne, since my school district visits ended last week, I'm very flexible this week. So if you sign up and you do the course, you submit an essay. Usually I ask for at least 2 days heads up. So if you request something, you got to give me at least, it can't, like I had a teacher that literally signed up, sent it to me that day and said, my test is tomorrow. I can't accommodate that. Right. So, but at least give me 2 days.
I turned it on. Can you hear me?
Are you there, Wagner?
Can you hear me?
Hold on. Let me make sure I can.
Hello?
All right,
I'm not-
microphone
I'm
on.
not muted. Can you hear me?
Are you there, Wagner?
Yes, I am.
Sorry, that's my fault. I'll fix that.
Okay,
Alright,
can
there?
you hear me? Yes. Hello?
What did I do here?
Sorry.
Give me 1 second. I cannot.
Oh, now I don't hear you.
I can hear you now.
Okay. So I failed because I went off topic.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as you wrote the conclusion where it said this is what's best for students, where does it say? Okay. Must always
you go.
focus on what is best for your students in the long run. My first thought was like, oh my goodness, I didn't talk about how all these things made it best for students. So would we be off topic by tying that in?
Well, the reason why I put a sentence like that is that that's a sentence that literally you can use for any prompt, because it's everything whether it's vending machines, whether it's ambiguous situations, whether it's technology or using ebook, whatever the topic is, that line fits. Because in essence, any essay about education, it's all about what's best for the students. So I'm trying to give you a sentence that you could basically use as a fifth sentence in your conclusion, regardless of the prompt. Now, obviously, the first part of that sentence is going to change depending on your topic.
Okay.
Does that make sense at all?
It does. It just made my brain want to talk more about what's best for the students early on, and I need to just stop myself. So.
Well, because remember, it's the essay prompt is not about what's best for the students. It's about the advantage and disadvantage of doing a merit-based system.
Okay.
Now, if you want to take a step back, what's best for the students? You could turn that into an advantage and use that as a talking point. Like it benefits the students. And in that paragraph, you can talk about how it pushes teachers to make more creative lesson plans to help the students, or the teachers are more motivated to be more creative and foster critical thinking because it's what's best for the student. So
Gotcha.
that could be a talking point by itself.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions, concerns, comments? Let me bring this up here. Yeah, Lara, I have one scheduled. I just didn't put it in the Facebook group yet, but I'm gonna try to do one of these at least every other week or every week. Louisa, good question. If you go to the state website and you look at their rubric, on the bottom of the GKSA page, it says that you need to use college level English. That's very gray area. If you use a word like good, that's elementary. If you change it to like amazing or beneficial, that's more of college level. But the key with vocabulary is they don't want you to repeat the same word over and over again, like amazing or great. over and over and over again. However, you want to keep using the words from the prompt, though. Heidi, no, it's all about how you use them. A lot of people have this misconception that, oh, I need to use a transition word like 5 times in a paragraph. No, you got to use it the right way. So if you count the times I used it, I didn't count, but I think it's about 6 or 7 times I used a transitional word. So it's all about how you use it. No, Lara, I'm never going to use the same one. I'm always going to do different prompts.
No.
Marietta, it's the same thing. Doesn't matter what the prompt is. If it says to evaluate the pros and cons of something, same exact thing.
So we gotta stand outside. Did you have the car on?
Yeah.
What I can do here for you guys is later tonight, I can type this up. Would you like if I type it up and email it to everybody, the essay, the complete one that we did? You're like, yeah, I'm tired of taking pictures of the screen. All right, I'll work on that tonight. When I go home, I'm still at the office here, and I'll type it up and I'll email it to everyone tomorrow with that PDF in case you guys. Did anyone here get the PDF that I'm referring to? All right, so some of you guys did. Okay. So I'm going to send that to you with the written essay. All right, and I'm going to do more of these, just different topics. And please, I'm going to send you a quick survey because I want to get your feedback. I didn't get it ready here for tonight, but I'm going to email that to you tomorrow morning. Please take a minute and go ahead and fill that out for me, very short. So you guys have a great rest of your night. I appreciate your time here tonight. Hopefully you got a lot out of it. I know it's very model essays in these sessions. The how-to and the rubric and the state information is all in the boot camp course. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. If you have more questions, you can email me anytime. And remember, it's when you pass, not if you pass. You guys have a great night, and I will be emailing you in the morning. Adios.
When you pass, not if you pass.